What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is March 3rd of 2018. Well, folks, it's time for a daily update here on the DataDash channel, and today we have a lot of different interesting things to talk about. First and foremost, as always, we'll be taking a look at market valuations in crypto markets, as well as doing some TA on the market leaders. But along with that as well, we have some interesting topics to discuss, two predominantly being class action lawsuits against Coinbase, one of the largest exchanges in the cryptocurrency space. So I'm going to be going through the details on that and sharing my opinion on both of the class action lawsuits. But along with that as well, two other important things to keep in mind. I'm going to be sharing a trade inside the video that I recently made in crypto markets, but along with that as well, an update to let you all know that I'm going to be doing my top 3 coins for March over the next coming days. So stay tuned for that. I know I've been a little bit delayed on that due to the trip and everything, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and dive into the daily update, guys, and take a look at crypto markets. So first and foremost, guys, Bitcoin is signaling signs of confidence. I will be taking a look at that in a more detailed approach later on in the TA. However, the market cap is looking nice. We're looking like we're finally curving upwards towards $500 billion, and we could get there over the next few days. And that is due to the fact that Bitcoin is regaining not only signaling, but regaining serious confidence. So we can see here, market dominance is heading steadfast towards 42%, and again, other coins are continuing to go down. So again, we still have some room for flushing, guys, in regards to market dominance for other coins. I think altcoins are relatively still overextended in some cases. There's a lot of great opportunities out there right now, but at the same time, there's still a lot of noise, still a lot of overvaluation that's been left over from December and January. And once those flush out, then we can see some really nice opportunities to get in. But I'm still signaling that Bitcoin is going to show signs of confidence. This is what we've been talking about since back in mid to late January, when Bitcoin was flattening out of dominance and other coins were signaling a topping. So still the same signal of confidence, guys. Again, fees are low for Bitcoin, fundamentals are looking strong, and as we see that new pool of liquidity come in, which we haven't seen yet, the volume is still relatively low on Bitcoin, but once we start to see that, once the new ETF instruments come in, there is going to be a lot of reason for Bitcoin to take upside. And I think we're starting to see the preparation for that right now. If we not only look at the daily, which is looking pretty healthy, but also down here to the hourly, we obviously signaled support on the 200 hour and are starting to chug back up towards around 12,000. If we can get it close above $12,000, I'm going to be very confident on Bitcoin, whether that be today or over the next 2 to 3 days. But if it keeps on this trend, guys, and it can hold on the 50 hour and 100 hour, as well as the 200 as it continues to move up, we should be good to go. But I think it's going to signal continued confidence. And I will also, again, have a strategy if we collapse below the 200 hour. But again, I don't see that happening with Bitcoin over the next few days. So we're good to go on Bitcoin, I think, guys, and that's going to be where the mass majority of new dominance comes in regards to market capitalization. So along with that as well, rushing through some of these guys. Again, Ethereum rolling over as we talked about on the channel. I think, again, we have to wait towards 7 million Satoshis. You all know the game here. Along with that as well, I'm going to be skipping Ripple and Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash, the trade has failed. It's gone through the wedge, so the catalyst isn't there in regards to Bitcoin fees being low, so I'm not going to trade that. And along with that as well, you guys know I'm waiting a while for Ripple, so you guys know the simple story with that. However, Litecoin, again, waiting to see if this will garner support on the moving averages. Again, like other altcoins, kind of overextended, looking to find support on these and see if it can hold. If not, we might have to wait till it goes to the 200-day or lower. I don't know. We'll have to see with Litecoin. But I do want to spend some time covering a few other ones. ADA BTC. Let's see if this can garner support around 2,500 Satoshis. This is what I'm looking for personally. Again, it's really the last level of support this has before it goes down to 1,300 Satoshis. So we'll have to see if it can find support here at 2,500. If not, no big deal. We might even have a better opportunity to add at lower levels. Outside of that, though, we have Icon, which is, again, signaling confidence around, generally, I think, around 3,000 Satoshis. So we have to wait. Still got another 200 Satoshis to go. But I'm going to see if this will curve down and find support at that level. Outside of that, though, guys, a few other ones before I dive into my trade. XMR BTC, looking a little bit overextended. Now, I know there's news about the fork coming out for Monero over the next, I think the next few weeks. However, nonetheless, I still think this is generally overextended. And again, when forks bring a benefit to price, once those forks are released, usually the price corrects. And I think we are overextended for XMR as much as I like the coin fundamentally. So Not looking to buy this one. Another one as well that people have been asking me to talk about is EOS. Guys, I think EOS is set to go back down to the 200-day. We still got a little bit of ways to go for this one, as much as there's been a lot of positive fundamental news. The problem is that there's really no serious level of support. I think the next best level is you're going to see around 50,000 Satoshis, while the 200-day rides up to provide support at that level. So we've got a little bit of ways to go for that one. So what's the swing trade that I recently did, guys? Well, I recently took a small position, nothing major, just a small swing trade position in nulls today. I bought around 30,000, a little bit above 30,000 Satoshis. And the reason I bought this is for a few different reasons. One, nulls is a really interesting protocol to me fundamentally, but there's some also good TA signs as well. We have the 100-day coming in, providing support for nulls and a little bit of a bounce. But along with that as well, it's at a 50% discount in regards to the Satoshi measurement. So because of that, I think that nulls could do well. We could possibly see it go up to around 40,000 Satoshis over the next few days or weeks. Just having a little bit of a bet on it, trading a little bit, nothing too serious in this market. As you all know, I don't trade too excessively in regards to these times where Bitcoin is gaining dominance. So let's go ahead and spend some time to talk about the two different class action lawsuits, guys. This is pretty big news in regards to Coinbase and could show that there's been some kind of naughty practices going on in regards to Coinbase. So the first one I want to talk about is something that's not getting too much press coverage, and it's the fact that Coinbase is facing a class action lawsuit in regards to a feature that allowed people to send Bitcoin over email. So this feature is really cool. I think it was a really interesting system. It's just that there was a really flawed component in regards to Coinbase. So let me go ahead and visualize kind of the issue so it makes much more sense. There's, I guess, a complicated way to explain it, but also a simple way, and I'd much rather give you guys the simple one. So basically, what Coinbase allowed users to do is send Bitcoin over email in a very simple way. So let's say, for example, I, as a YouTuber, I met someone, maybe I have a friend or something, maybe John, for example, we'll call him John, and I want to send him 1 Bitcoin over an email. I'm a really kind friend, and I want to send him a Bitcoin to his email. Now, he may or may not have a Coinbase account, but what's really nice is that within these emails, I would send him an email and it would give him a custom URL, from my understanding, that would allow him to, if he already has a Coinbase account, claim the Bitcoin or open up a Coinbase account and have that Bitcoin stored. So it would be a great way not only for Coinbase to market their company, but a very convenient way for me to continue emailing out my Bitcoin to people. A really easy way to send it and almost send gifts in a sense to friends and family. So sounds great on the surface, but there was a really big issue with it. There was a lot of people who didn't know what Bitcoin was or didn't know that they got the email from their friends and family in regards to the Bitcoin. And this led towards a very big issue. Now, if in a serious system, I think in a well-functioning system, it would be fine if they didn't claim it. Maybe after 30 days, it just goes back to the original user. But that's not what happened here. There was an issue that when people would send these Bitcoin, they would basically be sitting under Coinbase's ownership until the user on the other end claimed it. And there was a lot of unclaimed Bitcoin, not to mention a lot of unclaimed forked currencies and airdrops such as Lumens and Byte Balls. And because of that, these individuals who had sent Bitcoin and saw Coinbase still holding it felt very much like they had broken a violation in the state of California, the unclaimed property violation. So because of this, this is a serious conflict of interest and could be a very justifiable lawsuit against Coinbase. Now, again, I don't want to step into it. I want to see what happens and see if there's maybe some deeper parts to this that we're not seeing. But from what I can tell, this could be very sketchy on the end of Coinbase from what I'm seeing. I think it's not good to have a system like this that, yes, provided as a good marketing ploy for Coinbase to get people to register new accounts and to spread Bitcoin very quickly. I think it's a great system. But to not have a system where after maybe 30 days, if unclaimed, it doesn't go back to the original person's wallet, that is quite sketchy in my mind. So again, there's a lot of Bitcoin floating out there as well as forked currencies that have yet to be claimed, and this could be a very stellar case against Coinbase. So I'd like to know what you guys think down in the comments down below about this, as well as the second one we're going to be diving into in regards to the Bitcoin Cash launch class action lawsuit that's again going against Coinbase. Now this one's getting a little bit more press coverage. I've seen it trending in Reddit. I've been seeing it just generally talked about in regards to our Discord and our Telegram and the Data Dash community. But in very short, swing to the point summary, There is a new lawsuit alleging that employees and other insiders at Coinbase had prior knowledge or information in regards to the Bitcoin Cash launch on Coinbase. Now, this was pretty obvious because there was a direct movement in the price before Bitcoin Cash got listed on Coinbase. And because of this, a lot of people are thinking that this could as well, just like the other class action lawsuit, be a very justifiable one. However, Coinbase hasn't been very transparent in regards to that event. They haven't shared any serious public information from what I know of. And because of that, there's a lot of sketchy practices going on from Coinbase. Let's just say that in simple, short, sweet, and to the point summary. So, again, guys, I want to do some more research on this, spend some more time doing a little bit of nitty-gritty research, but the thing is, there just isn't much out there that I can utilize. There isn't much public information. Coinbase has been operating in a lot of secrecy in regards, but at the same time, they have been very public in regards to updates and publications in regards to things that the company is doing. But again, guys, we have to understand, even though Coinbase has such a good grounding, there is going to be a serious threat for Coinbase over the next few months. And I don't think it's going to come in the form of lawsuits. It's going to come in the form of increased transparency and updates and convenience. Guys, the biggest thing right now that Coinbase has to worry about is competitiveness and fees. We just saw Bitfinex drop fees by 33.3% due to the implementation of SegWit. And now Bitcoin withdrawal fees are only I think around 40,000 Satoshis. So that's much cheaper than where they were quite some time ago. And with a lower Bitcoin price, that's really not that much of a fee. So Coinbase has got to step up its game. It's got to update its transparency, and I think it's going to serve as a better fit in this space because users are starting to get smarter. They're starting to want more transparency in an industry where they're dealing with their personal money, and more than anything, they want to have lower fees and more convenience. So, again, guys, loving the low fees here. I just had to spend some time. I had to bring up this chart. The median transaction fee is so cheap right now, so cheap. If you're just doing standard transactions on the Bitcoin network and a SegWit activated wallet, ooh, spicy transactions. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Let me know what you guys think about the whole Coinbase debacle, as well as my trade on nulls and other different players in the space that we spent some time analyzing and doing some TA on. Love to get your guys' thoughts on it. But until the next video, guys, and until my top 3 coins video that will be coming out over the next few days, I will see you all in the next video. Stay tuned.